Friday. When I tell you my days are all the way mixed up, it's like, what day is what? But happy Friday, baby. Let me tell you what happened. So I heard mom's feet coming. I turned around expecting to see her, and she was not there. Baby, the way I screamed her name, and I'm like, why did I don't even know why. Why did I scream like I screamed? But it had me cackling. Cackling. I was crying, laughing. I was like, why did you yell like that? I still don't know. I think I was just expecting to see her and then not see her. I'm like, who was it? But the foolishness. And then when I tell you that happened right before I was getting ready to go to sleep, like I'm phasing. But that laugh woke me up. I started choking. I was like, bruh. And then they kept me up for a whole I want to say 2.5-ish more hours. I was like, bro, I should just went ahead and took a sleep pill. But I didn't need one because I was already sleepy. Nope, the thing. So here I am in the bathroom, cleaning like it ain't nothing. Ordering shelving organizers. I need to order a stick on the thing mirror. What is that called? A suction cup mirror. I said, oh, this is what this is gonna be like. So I am going to edit today. And then we're going to take down Christmas today. And then I need to text my neighbor and see if we can put our Christmas tree with hers. Because I know they picked up, our old company picked up our Christmas tree. But I don't think our new company does. But one thing I learned last year is that if you don't take your real tree down within them first weeks, I mean, not first week, first week, they're not picking that tree up after that. So hopefully she'll let us throw our tree out there with hers. And yeah, that'll be today. And then we're just booked. I got a branding session that booked, which also makes me need to post about headshots for this month and order backdrop for Valentine's Day. So that's on my agenda today. So hopefully I get it all done. I can't say I'm gonna finish these yearbook pictures. I can't, but I'm gonna try. That I will. And then get in a movie. I think I'm gonna watch Wicked on Monday. Because I need to be able to sit and not think about nothing else. So that's probably what I'm going to do. And yeah, because I rented it. But you know how if you don't start it and you don't finish in that 48, I'd be like, you're rude and disrespectful. Can we get 72 hours but 42? But whatever. I'll pick y'all up later. So it has taken me almost 4 hours to go through about 5,000 pictures to then dwindle it down to 1,400 because I need one kid plus one QR code plus teachers. But that was just dwindling it down. Now, this is where we have to use the technology that we are given. I normally am going through hand cropping each picture. Technology with, what am I using? Evoto. That cropped, smoothed my backdrop. And I think that's it because I'm not going to put a filter on these kids. That's what I'm not going to do. But this was just my senior class, which is the smallest of the groups, but it had more work because of the background. Underclassmen, their background was, I did a better job of smoothing it out and pulling it, so I don't even have to do that step. I just got to crop them. 8 minutes. 8 minutes to let technology do what it does. And I'm just like, because I have spent, I want to say last year, it took me almost 5 full working days to do this process. And I'm like, okay, these are the things that you have to plug, play, and trust the process because one person doing all of this, and I have a program that could flag the kids, but it wouldn't flag the QR code. And I feel like it was going to be more work if I tried to separate it. So I was like, let's just go ahead and do this manually, but then use the cropping feature. And so I'm just like, I'm getting ready to sit through and go through this first section and then I'll do all underclassmen. But I'm just like, these moments matter because this took me so long last year. And I'm just like, okay, so I'm going to stop and take down Christmas decorations just to give me some movement in my body. And then we'll come back and see how far I can get tonight. Maybe 1,700 pictures later, and I am done. It's currently 11:37. All I need to do is upload all of these to the system, but I know it's gonna take me about 2 hours. So I'm gonna call it a wrap because I start at 10 in the morning and I got a full day. So yeah, sleep is important at this moment. Plus I've been sitting there too long. Only thing I stopped to do was make gumbo. And then at that point, while it was cooking and browning, I had the computer here cropping and moving. I just wasn't moving as quickly, but multitasking at its finest because I was trying to take advice from my sis and go low and slow because baby, this is my second batch because we ended up having too much meat for the first one. So we're like, let's just make a extra batch, and then I'm gonna put them in the little freezer cubes. Is that what they're called? Soup savers, I believe. But they're just like 1 cup cubes in a silicone, and then you can just pop them and go. So I was like, that's perfect for mom, even though she about to retire out this thing. But we had too much, and so I was like, let me just make another stock. And so that's what I did today. And yeah, that was it. We didn't take down Christmas. Mom's like, we'll get it before she get back to work. That's what we'll do. So I am about to go to sleep. I did take a sleeping pill, and baby, I feel it. My eyes feel heavy. I realized my blinks were slow, and I said, yep, that's cool. But to only have 2 hours left to upload everything and then send it out. And then may the Lord double tap people purchasing pictures. I'm hoping that because they're new, this is their first time doing drapes and tuxedos, I'm hoping that they buy their pictures. I typically don't have much luck here. And this is the hard part. And this is also the moment where you're like, okay, I have to let it go. I enjoy being back where I am, but it's not worth it if it's costing me. At this point, it's costing me to do it. And it's a hard place to be like, okay, well, I got to let it go. But if it's costing you, it ain't worth it in the business. And there's only so much you can give. And at what cost. So I'm excited for tomorrow. I got a couple branding sessions, headshots, birthday sessions, 3 birthdays, I think. So it'll be a fun way to start off the new year back in the studio. Plus, I'm grateful because when I tell you, January is the month of everybody recovering from Christmas, and I feel it, baby. Yeah, I'm grateful. So I am so grateful. I did order my Valentine's Day backdrop. I did not order my kids one, but I don't know which way I want to go. I'm overthinking it. I saw this. I'm doing the 90s airbrush backdrop for the adults, but I want to do more fun pop. But my issue is Valentine's is so hard because the pinks and the reds are perfect for a girl, but you try to find that gender neutral backdrop that it's still gonna have some pink in it, but I don't know. The one that I found was real pink heavy. Then I saw a fringe one. So if they run a 50% off, I'm willing to purchase 2. But also, I don't sell many. So that's the reason why it's like, pick, Brittany. Don't waste the money. I have 2 clients that come see me for for Valentine's Day. And so they'll pay, their sessions will pay for Valentine's, but is it worth buying 2? So that's that on that. I'm calling it a night, and I'll pick y'all up in the morning on the way to the studio. Good night. Good morning. Happy Saturday. Happy first car chat of 2026. And we're going to go in because in my quiet time this morning, I'm just praying. I'm going over my prayer list for my people. And then I'm in the shower just praying. And I'm like, Lord, why you have to come out swinging again? So what I heard is, whatever you wanted so badly that you ended up settling for. And I was like, is this for me to answer right now? Because I thought I was doing a better job of being content. And it's like, nah, there's some areas you need to clean up. And I was like, dang, this is how we coming in hot. Because I think my main thing of settling is in relationships. And then it took me back to a conversation that I was having with one of my friends. And she was more so speaking of the same thing, but from her perspective of, what's my better wording without exposing her business? When we settle, we have to do so much more work to give the illusion that our settling wasn't settling. And I was like, I hear you loud and clear, because first of all, half the battle of the majority of the things in our life is shame from how someone else or how other people's opinion will matter. First of all, you have to live your life. I've learned this the hard way. I get it now. Not something that I just got. I had to realize people are going to talk regardless. And because of that, baby, live your life. Same thing when it came to the conversation of me with mom. I am in the sweet space of life. And there was so much, I had so much shame about not wanting to be by myself in this season. And to try to explain it to someone who was never meant to get it in the first place is one. But two, it's this place of you got to do what's best for you. I can't explain to everybody, and that's why this is also important that you have your inner circle, your safe people, whatever you need to call them, so that you can have these conversations first and foremost, because explaining everything to everybody is not what it is. Half of them don't even want to understand. The other half is still going to pick apart every part of what's going on in your life. Baby, pick on, because I'm doing what's best for me. And even with me and mom, there's a level of protection that the Lord has me in right now to keep depression off of me. Because to have come out of it and to feel like you are alone while you have people actively around you, it'll keep you in a place of denial, it'll keep you in a place of loneliness, and it'll keep you in a place of lying about where you really are in the matter. And so all of those things matter when it comes to what you do, who you do it for, and your why. And so for her to be like, yeah, I'm putting on to present like I didn't settle. And I was like, I didn't even think about that part. That never even crossed my mind. But that's life. We're presenting to show the best parts. I think that's the other place of church for me. I wish we didn't have to present as much so that we can get healed, so that we can get healing quicker. Because how many times have I flaunted my wound just because it's like, oh, I'm not trying to heal because I'm good. No. I am falling apart. I am struggling in this moment. How many people are in the church week in and week out, serving on the platform, broken, wounded? I should have said injured first. Injured and wounded. All for the sake of, oh, I can't say that, because then they're going to look at me some type of way. I would rather see you healed than for you to flaunt your gift, because the Lord will make room for somebody else in the moment that it takes you to get healed. How many of our leaders are fighting with silent addictions because they can't say, oh, I'm struggling with this right here? May that change in 2026. I mean, for that car check to come out that heavy this morning, I'm like, Brittany, you were supposed to come in a little lighter than that, but it was on me too heavy. Because all the while I am praying for something, I'm watching the Lord do it for people around me, and yet I only know what they present. So it's like, yeah, Lord, may I have what you desire for me, even if it means that I have to wait another 2 years. Like, not what I want, but it's what I will take. No, it's not what I want, but it's what I will do in order to get what he has for me, rather than me being like, oh, let me go push the limit. Man. So yeah, I apologize, but I don't. because the thing got me this morning. So let me just let this thing ricochet off of other people as well. Happy Saturday, y'all. You could have made it, sir. You know that moment when somebody is just talking and they say a word that triggers something for you, and it'd be like, I hear you, Lord. I was doing my first session, and she is a church member that I just met recently. I knew Mom did a book study with her, but I had never been like close enough to have a good conversation with her. So it was good to get to know her on a different level. She was just talking, and she was like, this is an experience. And I'm just like, what made you say that? I was like, the Lord's speaking through you, and you don't even know it. But it's just like, it's those moments that the Lord just sends peace. And you'd be like, you're right, it is. Because I was like, it is fearful to know that we have cell phones that can do what I do. She was like, but it's nothing like the experience. She's like, yeah. So I needed that for today, but it also was that push to be like, Brittany, go do the planning and the preparation that is needed to go be great. If you wanted to leave weddings and go full throttle into the studio, do what needs to be done. Let's approach it from the aspect of somebody don't know you. What are you going to offer them? So here we go with the Figaro experience. Felt good to say 15 years to her this morning. I'm like, what literally started as me just loving photos and me graduating from college, and somebody from church was like, can you do my wedding? And here we are, 15 years later, which is wild. I need to go back and see what day was her wedding. I know they're not together no more, but still, I just need to know the date, because I want to say it was March something, or maybe it was January. But actually, was she my actual first wedding? I don't think so, because my uncle passed the day before my very first one. So she might not have been my first one, but she is the one that asked the question that was like, oh, I could do this. Man, looking back at that girl, Brittany, had no clue what I was doing. I did this by myself. I needed a ladder because the wedding party was that big, and I didn't have a wide angle lens. So I'm at the back of the church on the ladder with my best friend with me, because that's what you do when you support people. This is crazy. And here we are. Literally 15 years later. And who would have thought? I think that's what also gets me excited to be like, can I be bold enough? Can I have the faith enough to be like, Lord, I'm ready for this new studio? It's just the cost of what I want. I know I want big things. That part right there is like, okay, here's my girl math. I'm gonna need 25 sessions per month minimum outside of major holiday. Like that's just where my math is. That's scary. Can I do it? I know God can. If I don't know nothing else, I know He can. To put me into the right places, into the right doors. I have to walk out this boldness this year. This thing is scary as heck, but I can also see where I did it scared with YouTube. So why can't we do it scared with this? I got time to go get gas. Is there a train on the track? Because I want gas from Walmart. Let's see. It's one thing to talk faith. It's another thing to have to walk it. Because let somebody become sick and you over here, God is a healer, But when you gotta find out that he's a healer and money, you ain't got the money, and money really can't even buy what you need, it'll grow your faith. But my God. Am I supposed to know that number by heart? Because I don't. Why everything beeping at me? Who got the keys to the Jeep? I did not realize Walmart's app still gave me a discount at their location. Shout out to them. I really thought it was warmer outside. It's a little misty out here too. Maybe it's just the wind. It could be just the wind. I was like, I did not realize it was this cold, baby. This wind it's winning, and it's that little fine mist. Cause I was like, I don't need no sweatshirt today, but I'm glad I threw one in the car. Cause I did grab my raincoat just because of how it was looking. Well, I need to order balloons. Because I don't think I want to blow any up today. But I should have a break to go grab them. Yep. When I tell you I have not I have not rounded off my numbers lately. It was freeing to not feel like I had to pump to round off my numbers. Like, thank you, Jesus. But these little machines just be beeping. What you beeped at me for? I had already got, maybe that was a beep to get my receipt, but I had already got it because I heard the shh. Just a little beep beep. I went and did my Whole Food return, and they had my puff pastry on last chance foot. That means they're not carrying it anymore. That makes me sad. They didn't have my bread. I need to text Mom and tell her to go grab me some from Brookshire's. I'm gonna miss my good bread, my puff pastry. But who has it? Kroger? Yeah, Kroger has that bread, so I'm grateful for that. It wasn't just Whole Foods. Me and Mama both, when we find something good that's keto and gluten free, it feels like it be gone so fast. It makes me not want to like something. That's so interesting because that's life. It's like you get excited about something, you have it, and then to be like, oh, that's done for, that's gone. Makes you not want to get excited for anything else. It's like, oh, you gotta live your life. Enjoy the breads that you can. I do want to see. I wonder if Thrive holds Sweet Lawrence. That I don't know. Because if they do, I think it would be worth me going ahead and do my Thrive subscription again. Because I don't think I saw it on Hungry Root. I'm just talking. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Sunday. We are off to serve on this first Sunday in 2026. I am so grateful because I had to be intentional about taking my tail to bed last night because I really wanted to edit. And I was like, go to sleep. You can get it done tomorrow. If the Lord allows you to see tomorrow, you can get it done tomorrow. Go to sleep. So I got like 7 hours, which is great for Sunday because I normally see like 1 or 2 on a Sunday morning, and knowing that my alarm clock is the earliest of earlies. to be on time. And I didn't figure out what I was gonna wear until this morning. Like I knew that if I would have picked it out last night, it was gonna take me too much time because I was gonna have too many options. Fewer options. Let's go. This car coming up fast. Got me nervous. I'm only 3 over the speed limit. If it is the popo. It may not be the popo though. I don't think it is. I was like, I'm cruise control locked on that. Nah, they just coming up fast. So yeah, I'm ready to go serve. I was supposed to grab my team some cards, and I did not. Foot. Okay, let me write that down to have it done for next week. Okay, sir. Be safe in them streets. Here got my question to you for today. Are you bullying yourself? Because we were chopping it up yesterday, and hearing the perspective of people with siblings versus me being an only child, I'm like, I didn't have anybody to quote unquote roast me. But I was like, how many times did I bully my own self? How many times have I talked bad about myself? And I was like, I gotta drop this one because that's exactly what we're doing. Yes, there's things that we need to change. Yes, we need to be honest about where we actually are. Yes, we need to be self-aware. But are you so harsh on yourself that you don't need nobody else to say anything else? Just sit with that and take what you need and leave the rest, because we got to do better with talking to ourselves and about ourselves. And it's not easy. I'm not saying like, oh, it's easy. Nah. It's definitely not. Because my battle of my weight, you be like, hey, the same body is carrying you. Be grateful. Work it out and be grateful. Change your eating habits and be grateful. Dress to fit it. No, dress it. What's my words? I ain't got my words. Clothe it for its a proper size right now, but it don't mean it's gonna be like this always. Baby, that king cake sign threw me for a whole loop. I was like, it's time. It is time. I think Mardi Gras was a week after my birthday. Yeah. Oh man, that means we got an early Easter. I feel like it was a couple weeks later last year. And I also could be wrong. I just don't think I'm going to have a Mardi Gras inspired session. Because I don't think I have that one backdrop no more. I might have. I might not. Oh, but I wonder. So I'm over here debating between two different kid backdrops. There's this one backdrop that I absolutely love, but it only comes in a skinny back. And I'm this close from messaging the people and be like, can we get this in a regular size? Because it's so cute. It is so stinking cute. And it's that balance between gender neutral. So the boys won't feel bad being on a slightly, like it has a few pink hearts versus the whole backdrop being pink. It's a thing. All right, let's go surf. Talk about it, because these are the hard moments that you have to grow up. And I know this was nothing but a moment of, have you grown? It was a clear test. All right, so my labor of love video that I was working on that day, that I was like, I got these tasks to be done. The first initial response that I heard was a negative response, okay? And I'm just like, I gotta let this be, because I knew the 5 hours that I put into it. I knew the frustrations of needing to say medical terms, that medical terms ain't my thing. I knew all of this. So to hear the first piece of feedback to be negative, it hurt. All right, so the other person that I was working with for this video, she was like, I had to just tell you, I had to stop and tell you that that video was awesome. And I was like, thank you. So we're talking about it, and then I get pulled on my way out of church about the video again, and I was just like, thank you. And then as I'm walking out, the same person that had the first comment came back around and was like, I loved your piece. And I'm just like, what is it about the whole thing that you got to come out with the negative first? I could take criticism, or I thought I could. Maybe I can't. Maybe this is something that I'm going to have to work on. But to come back around and have a whole different opinion on it, is it because you talk to somebody else? I just don't know. And because this person has rank in my life, I took it, but it's just like, where'd that come from? Where did that come from? But then the flip side of all of this is a whole nother person who did not know the conversation that we were having comes up and asks me something, and was like, so how do you do this? And I was like, you got to do some extra steps. And in the middle of it all I hear is the things that we make look simple in theory are not. When I tell you that this last year of YouTube has grown me to be able to put out things that in the creative mind you don't love. There are so many videos that I'm just like, I don't love this. But sometimes you got to get into the routine of just doing it. The other day, I was just like, Mom, it's frustrating to have to re-record something just because you don't want to put anything out on the internet just willy-nilly. And I'm just like, it's frustrating. I've had some good videos that I've literally trashed because it's just like, you're not about to do this. But then there's other ones that's like, this is passable. It isn't always easy. It takes time. It's the time component. If you've been here any amount of time, you already know I do not like to play about time. I want to respect your time. I would love for you to respect my time, and in doing YouTube, it has also shown me that things that you thought were going to be quick, they may not. And in the moments of trying to post every day and not making a midnight deadline because your computer may go extra slow tonight, or your export, like it could be anything, and it's just like, fix it, Jesus, fix it. But it was a moment of like, okay, let me check myself, because I never want to be that person that cannot receive criticism, because I want to be better. Help me. And that's why I say, I think for my friends, I do expect you to call me out. I would love for you to do it with tact, but hold me accountable for the things that I say. And one thing that Aisha said the other day, she was like, Brittany, you don't understand that you made these public declarations that only made you hold yourself accountable in other situations. And I was like, I didn't see it that way. But my main thing is, I just want to be better. So if you see me failing in an area and you have my ear, correct me. That's why I always tell my big bro, like, if you see me failing as a leader, say something. I don't want to fail because you're afraid to say something to me. Make me better. If you see my weak spot and or you see my blind spot, let me know. Let me know. Because I want to be a better leader every time. Today is one of these reflective days. I really thought there was a cop coming up on me. I was like, oh snap. I was doing 65 and a 60. It feels weird that I ain't got my mama with me, because I was like, you rolling to the store with me? She's like, no, you can roll on. But I knew she was watching her game. That's why I was like, I'll go to the store. Plus, it feels weird to do it on a Sunday. But one of my one of my deals is a weekend deal only. So I was like, let me just go ahead and go on to Albertsons. But I'm in this headspace of, what do we really need in a friend? Because I know for different people it's different things. It depends on what you already have. It depends on what you need. It also depends on what season of life you are in. I was reading a post and this lady was trying to figure out how to do something. And she's like, one of my friends asked if I needed help, and I told her no, I have to figure it out some kind of way. And I'm over here like, what you mean? They're asking you if you need help. And she's like, but sometimes you just got to figure it out. And I'm like, this is interesting, because so many times I know for a fact I have jumped in and helped a friend, and it might not have been needed in that moment, but it threw me for a loop, because I am so quick to be like, oh no, I thought I was being helpful, and in all actuality I was really not, because she needed to figure out how to do it on her own. But that just made me step back and be like, okay, how do I want to approach this in friendships? But also I know that everybody isn't like me. But just like today, I was like, I'm gonna tell my big bro what can you pray for me for this? Like, the moment that I have a nightmare, I know the people that I'm about to text and be like, hey, they're back. I need you to pray. But I cannot expect me from everybody else, and I can't expect them to be able to say what they need. For me, it is challenging to ask the question of, are you okay? For you to say, yes, I am. And then come to find out, oh no, I'm actually in a hospital, I'm not okay. I just felt like the easiest answer was for me to say it's okay. It hurts my feelings. And I've had to say that to a friend before, be like, I just asked you how you were doing and you said I'm okay. But then I'm like, what does okay mean for them? All of these things matter. But I just want to love well. And I know that in certain friendships, they're not even needing me to be in their life for a while. I know that some of my friendships, I just needed to prove to you that everybody is not out to get you. Did I say that properly? Yeah. Because when you had so many rough friendships, it'll make you not want to do anything, not have any hanging out to dealing with people, because you're like, oh, they're gonna do the same thing that everybody else has. And I've had to learn, I just need to prove to some people, I'm not trying to take anything from you. I'm just trying to see you, love you well, and end your streak of this is what has always happened. But that's also coming from a only child who wanted people and felt like she had to people please to keep somebody around. So that thing is layered. But I also feel like this is the time I need to go ahead and release these videos to start this. Because friendships take work. Friendships take work. And if you are not in that place to put in that work, it could do more damage. But just like it's sitting in the back of my mind of like, oh, you're too busy, I can't tell you what's really going on because you were that busy. I'm also not too busy for the people that I love. And it's like, nah, tell me what you need so that I can show up. Unfortunately, I'm just not in the place where I'm sitting at home with nothing to do. I may be out in them streets, but even out in them streets, that sounds real bad. I don't mean it like that, but Even though I may be doing something, I may have a 20-minute gap in between sessions that I can pop over, check on you, and then be like, heard and understood. I just needed to, as grandma used to say, lay eyes on you. Okay, grandma. Finna lay eyes on you. Maybe I'm tickled here. Just text me about them TikTok cigarettes. I'm gonna send her that vlog. Be like, just go to this mile marker timestamp. Cause baby, oh snap, hold on. Okay, am I going to clear? I will. No, I'm gonna be over here. It looked like if you didn't turn at the red light, that you were gonna end up being on top of the railroad track, and now I don't play with railroad tracks. No, ma'am. Okay, I need to get over. But yeah, I'm like, today's just one of them reflective modes. Yo, okay, pause. See, this is what I really feel like I need. It ain't nothing but a metal building, but they brick the front. Brick me up. Where I don't like the shape of these round ones, but they're deep. I wonder what's the cost. Can we pick this up and put this in Bossier? That's what I want to know. Maybe I got distracted. My bad. Okay, we back. I'm not back because I'm still thinking about them. Because even these pretty buildings, when you look at the back of them, they're still the metal building. They got windows. Okay. Okay, bye. Have you ever watched something or listened to something and you're like, they're telling my story? Baby, I'm watching Your Friend Trend, and it is the episode on When Morning Comes. Baby, if they are not telling the Brittany unfolding story through their eyes, they lost their mother a month and a couple days before I lost my dad, same year. So when I'm telling you I'm watching this, like, it feels like I am having a conversation with myself. Bruh, I am just like, it's not just me. It's not just me. Literally, I wanted to start Brittany unfolding because I knew how I felt. And I knew that if I had walked through this and I felt by myself and a little bit out of it, that I could not be alone. So then hearing them, and then even Nettie, like, she was in the house with her mom. She would watch movies with her mom. She doesn't have any kids, nor does she have a husband. Bruh, it felt like I was looking at me. This is why it's important to share your story. I know that, I'm going to tell you what I know. What I knew and what I felt was, 1, I don't have it all together. 2, I don't have the look. 3, I am not the right size for this. 4, why does my voice matter? 5, in this space of so many platforms and things, why does it matter that I tell my story? This is why. Because when you run across somebody who has gone through what you've gone through, you're like, I'm not by myself. And I know this, but it's just that other feeling of like you are truly not by yourself. So please share your story. And I beg you, don't share the perfect part of your story. Like, let me back up, because let me acknowledge it is hard to share your story because you don't know the judgment that's going to come off of it. You don't know if they're going to accept your story. You don't know what to spin off of it. So that part is hard. You can't control the narrative, and that's my thing about the internet. I can only tell you my side of it, but they can spin whatever and however, and it's just like, ugh. So I'm not saying share your story everywhere. Use the Lord's guidance on it. But when he releases you to share it like he has released me, do it. Just do it, because somebody needs it. Somebody needs that hope in the middle of it. Somebody needs to know that on those days where thought I got my tears out, on those days where as much as I want my husband, I don't want the wedding because I don't want to, I'm not going to have my dad to walk me down the aisle, all of those things. And then it's like the moments where, for the past, I don't know, maybe the past month or so, it's been this thing of like, what would I do if, shut the front door? What would I do if what happened to her happened to me? And the thing that they said, because they're sisters and they started this podcast, When Morning Comes, MOURNING comes. She was like, she found her mama not, she couldn't wake her mama up. And she's like, I called my sister. I was like, I don't even have that blood to call. So it's literally me doing this by myself, but I do know that I have my chosen people that I could call if it happened. But like this past month, it's like, what would I do if this happened? Or what would I, and it's just like, as many times as I have said it before, it's that thing of, Lord, can you keep my mama so that she can see me get married, so that she can see the grandkids? And I would have them to fall back on. And that's what she just said when I paused it. Because I was like, bro, you need to close up the vlog, first of all. But she was like, sometimes she figures I don't have a purpose. She's like, somebody said that she was an orphan because she doesn't have any. And I'm just like, bruh, I get it. But those are the hard moments. Even with taking down the tree today, I was like, prayerfully, Mama got, I said 90 years. She said she'll live to see 90. She was like, no, I want to live to see 100. I was like, at that point, we'll add you to the memorial tree. I was like, that's morbid to say, but I want my kids to honor the life and the legacy. They already have it. They already won't be able to meet my dad. They'll get to know my dad through the stories that I tell and the videos that I have. But I pray that my kids get to meet my mom. Plus, I want to see my mom as a grandmother. Bruh, the way that baby would love on people, I want her to have that opportunity. Jesus, that was not supposed to be the heavy, but it's that moment when you're like, dang, this feels like I am literally talking to myself. I'll be sure to add that episode in the description, because if you're going through it, plus I want to deep dive into their podcast, because like she said, she's like, I didn't even want to, I don't even watch podcasts, listen to podcasts. She's like, but I know that it was needed. Then when she told me then when she said the timeline, I was like, bruh. And I'm so grateful for their platform, even with me just finding out. And that's also the other thing. If the Lord told you to do it, he's going to do it through somebody else. I promise you he will. The Lord say, do it, do it. Hooey, this is not supposed to end. It's heavy. And then on top of that, I recorded 3 episodes of a new series that I'm starting over here called Friendship Grief Diaries. And it's more so coming from the place of grief when friendships are changing or ending, and trusting God to heal that process, because it goes back to the conversation we were having last week. Sometimes it feels weird to mourn friendships, but you have to grieve friendships, even expectations. And maybe that's why this was the full circle moment of it all. Maybe that's why the Lord was pressing me in the car earlier. Sometimes I get tired of being like, bruh, friendships are it. But also friendships are the things that I have as I wait for, prayerfully, my husband. And if not, I need my golden girls to ride with me. And so I want to have those good friendships. In season and out of season, in marriage and out of marriage. Because I was watching something and she made the statement that all your friends need to be in the same place as you. And I was like, I highly disagree because that's one. Give me some multi-generational friendships. Give me the seasoned saints that have been through that I could be like, hey, so how did you manage this? Like their information is valuable. And then you need the younger ones that you're able to pour into, but actually don't close out your mind for them. Don't close out your mind to them teaching you something. Just because of age, I was that young one, which, I don't know, looking back on it now, it's wild. I was young, but I had an old soul. I still do, but I was that young one with an old soul. You be like, and how old are you? Like, I'm just 24. Like, that's always been me. But just because they're younger does not mean that you can't learn something from them. So open your mind and build those relationships. Yes, you may have your inner. Yes, you will have your core. You will have your quarters. But baby, that second level, whatever you finna call them, they matter just as well. They matter just as well. So I'm closing the vlog out here. I will pick y'all up tomorrow. I'm just piddling around the house tomorrow. That's what I'm doing. I want to rest, but I also want to paint one of my cubes for the studio and power wash one of my ornaments so I can send it back to the attic. What else I wanted to do? I really wanted a Lego, but I don't think it's gonna be here in time. So I'm gonna let that be. I was like, it's crazy that I just want to do Lego, but it's the mindlessness of it for me. But I got one ordered, and I ordered a Valentine's Day one. And so yeah, that's what I want to do. And just chill. I should have booked a massage. Maybe I could do that this week. I don't know. I'm just rambling. But thank you for watching. If you made it this far in the video, what can we drop? I don't know. Drop me your favorite color heart. Shout out to y'all that's been commenting. I appreciate every comment, every emoji. Just makes my little heart smile that y'all are making it to the end. And you're taking the time to leave that comment. Because if you're watching on TV, that means you got to pick up your phone and do it. So the extra effort, I see it and I appreciate it. And I will see y'all tomorrow for something good. Love you. Bye.